Not only did you tell us you want to talk about it, you told us what specifically you wanted to talk about, so much so that tonight's topic will not just be one night, but two nights. We're going to talk about this week and next week. Tonight we are focusing on public transportation, trains, trolleys, and the like. That's tonight's focus. And to help us get started with the conversation from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch is Ken Lizer. The blog and column is along for the ride. And I guess I first want to just ask you if I can, let me do a really bad play on words here. Okay. This topic on the surface, transportation, may seem a little pedestrian. Why is there so much, if you read any kind of blog that is city-centric in this town, transportation, there's a lot of passion there. Why is that?
Well, in particular, public transportation, which is the topic of your show, it takes us where we want to go. It's still a relatively inexpensive ride. Until recently, we saw gasoline prices creeping up over $3. Cars are expensive. We're seeing a growing acceptance, particularly public transportation. And one of the groups that we're seeing some of the most rapid growth is in our millennials. Maybe we can talk about that a little later.
Well, and kind of jumping off of that, you're seeing that growth there. What other you've been doing this kind of reporting for 14 years now. What kind of evolution have you seen on this topic?
On the when I came here in '98, this was a very different topic. The public transportation system, the main one, which we now know as Metro, then we called Bi-State. Was living hand-to-mouth, year to year, budget deficits, cuts, fare increases, leveraging their assets just to keep afloat. And they weren't alone. This was a story that's played out in a lot of other cities.
Speaking of other cities, where do you see St. Louis kind of ranking when it comes to the topic of public transportation?
Well, two things come to mind. First of all, the numbers, just the raw numbers, show a lot of growth in terms of the number of people who are getting on buses, in terms of the number of people who are getting on Metrolink. A little bit misleading because, again, toward the end of this fairly lean history of public transportation here, Metro had to make some significant cuts. So they're starting at a lower point. And right now they're winning back some of the riders and passengers that they lost, but they are seeing growth that's in, at least percentage-wise, higher than other parts of the country.
And in different, and what area, you mentioned the millennials, where are you seeing that growth, or is it across the board?
I haven't seen it broken down specifically, but again, if you talk to people at the trade groups, they'll say, one of the interesting things they're tracking is that some of our younger people are just so accepting of public transportation.
When this conversation often seems like it's like we might be planning or talking or dreaming about life after us. It's so long term. Are there issues and decisions to be made in the near term on the topic of public transportation?
Sure, and you're seeing some of them right now. What you're finding is that things that Metrolink. I mean, we in this region, people love the Metrolink system. To go to the ball games, to go to work, to go downtown, to go to Clayton, it links up a lot of activity areas. What you're going to see in the near future, and I know you have some people from Metro on the show, they may be able to talk to you a little bit about it. What you're going to see is probably less of that expensive, hard transit system, and you're probably going to see more along the lines of buses that run around fixed routes that run more regular, more constant. And you'll just see them running as if they're almost a train system, but they'll be buses.